this thing on? I certainly hope so. I'm Tyler. I was told that this was going to be helpful for me. To make these like video journals to kind of give an idea of some of the things that have been happening recently. I've been having dreams. Dreams I can't really explain. I will wake up and I just know something's not right. Like, you ever have those dreams that just know deep down they were real or that they happened, and you can't really say for sure what happened, who, what, or where you were, but like, you know. That's what's been happening with me. It's actually kind of part of the reason for these. I wanted to see I think it's time you and I had a chat. And maybe face some irrational fears. And I don't know if I want to know exactly. I mean, they're not irrational, my fears. They started when I was young, and they continue to this day. And they're not stupid. I mean, I know a lot of people who are afraid of dogs. And I looked it up. It's post-traumatic stress. It's literally, I was attacked. Well, let me back up. When I was a kid, I was playing in a park one day, close to sunset, and my mom and dad, it was the middle of July. It was a barbecue, and they were cooking burgers and hot dogs. Just, we were having a great time. It was a nice family gathering. I was 5, and I was within eyesight of them. They could see me. And, I was playing on the swings, just having a great time. And there was this dog that just came up out of nowhere, like literally just out of the woods or something of that nature. Just walked up. Didn't bark, but it growled. It growled at me. And it had these bright yellow eyes. Like the ones that kind of like just, when you look at it, it just pierces you. It gets to the innate part of you that makes you more afraid of anything in your life. This was the moment that haunts me. It was growling, and you know how dogs or wolves, how they growl is, they show their teeth. They snarl, and they kind of do this little yipping bark. closer and closer to me. And maybe that's when it hit me that whatever this was going to attack me, maybe even kill me. The flight response kicked in, and I turned, and I started to run. And then it was on me. It was on me and started biting me. And then, then I started screaming and crying as any 5-year-old would. And that's when my mom and dad came over. And scared whatever it was, it ran back and wherever it came from. It was gone. And I was covered in blood. And my mom and dad did the whole 9 years. They took me into the ER. They made sure that I'd been rabies shot. They wanted to be positive that nothing was going to affect me from this. Forgive my appearance. I think it's best that you see me in my true form. I didn't want to upset you. I didn't want to disturb you. I didn't want to get in the way of your life. And I plan not to. As long as you don't get in the way of mine. Our relationship, well, it's existed for quite some time. Quite longer than perhaps either of us have been alive. I do want you to know that it's nothing personal against any of these atrocities that I've done. And, well, tonight's another one. I can't go to a person's house who has a dog. I can't, if there's a dog down the street or is walking down the street and someone's got him on a leash, I have to cross the road to the other side. I can't function when there's a dog around. Big, little, doesn't matter. I see their eyes. And I am immediately brought back to that moment. It's a unique environment that we find ourselves. So here's the thing, Tyler. Can I call you Tyler? Is that alright? I know you're probably looking at me and you don't know who I am. But you can call me the Wolf. That's about the only thing I have to me. I assure you. I assure you there's more to me than you could possibly know. We are both predators. You probably don't know that. You probably don't buy that. But we are similar in a lot of ways. You claw and fight your way to the top in an attempt to become better than what you are. Because you have to live, you have to survive. And I claw and rip my way through people because I have to survive. Fuck. Oh, shit. Almost forgot. These little circle. One a day. They help with any anxiety, depression, literally all of the anything that could be psychological. It's also gonna put me out in about like half hour, I'd say. So I'll make this fast. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to fix. And I mean, I don't know if this is something that can be. I don't even know. I don't know. I guess the heart of why I'm having these conversations, the reason why I'm taping myself and you're watching some crazy, fucked up person talk about getting attacked by a dog when they were 5 and it haunted them for 20 years is not the main issue. The main issue is my dreams. I'm gonna tell you a story, Tyler. You love stories, don't you? Of course you do. You make stories. You tell stories. You... Well... Anyway. I'm gonna tell you a story of a man who was raised by wolves. I know this might be a bit hard to hear for you and your fears, but please, please, please stay with me, because I'm only going to tell this story once. I don't like to repeat myself, Tyler. These dreams. Once a month for 5 months now. And I can almost predict them. And they all start the same way, like I said. I'm in my room. I'm in my dorm. And I go out. And I leave. I walk down the street. And I walk into the woods. In the middle of the fucking night. It's dark. And I sit there, alone in the woods, for what feels like hours. And people might think, especially people who love horror in general, they might think, well, this is the time that like some fucking monster or ghost comes and sees me or something. No, nothing like that. But I do hear a voice. A scream, actually. And it's my voice. My own voice, like I'm talking to you now, and it's screaming as loud as I fucking can to let me out. To stop. Don't do it. My voice is drowned out. And I continued doing what I was doing. I walked through the woods, and eventually I find myself just looking, listening. I don't know who they are, and I don't know if they know who I am. But they're looking at me. They don't know me. They don't see me. I'm looking at them. Hunting them. Like a lion would to an antelope. I'm watching them. days. And the next thing I know, I'm on top of them. And they're screaming. But that's the first thing I get rid of, is I tear their throat open so they can't scream anymore. And then I dig into their chest and I just start eating them while they're still alive, while they're still breathing. And God, I love it. The taste, the adrenaline, everything is just... Imagine the tastiest meal you've ever had. And that's what this is. It's better. That's when I wake up. Back in my bed, and there's no blood on me. There's nothing. It's just another dream. But God, it feels so real. You know, it's fucking weird. I'm a lifeguard. It's it's ironic that I have these dreams about me killing people. A sick cosmic joke. 5 dreams later, I still don't know what they mean. And that's why I'm recording these. That's why I'm going to therapy, and that's why I'm taking these fucking pills, so that maybe I can get better. And maybe the dreams can stop. So, a long time ago, many, many years ago, there was a young man. A child, really. And he was, shall we say, mistreated, abused, neglected, forgotten, and left out on his own, abandoned by the people who the only family he knew, the people he thought loved him and cared for him, despite the abuse, despite the neglect, despite all the horrors that man could endure. He was abandoned, left to fend for himself. And in his solitude, in his, shall we say, survival scenario, he encountered wolves. And he admired the passion and the teamwork and how they worked together for larger goals. This was something that was completely new to him. But he studied them. And one might say he was raised by them, infatuated with their mentality and the way in which they treated each other and their people, or their pride, or their pack mentality, I guess is what I'm getting at. There was an alpha, of course, there was one in charge, but the rest all served a greater purpose. And he admired that. They all worked together to take down whatever came their way. Their prey. They all needed to feed. So, naturally, he emulated that behavior. He bonded with them, learned from them, and it seemed like they accepted him into the pack. He would join join the feeding, serve the alpha. That was his mentality, that was his purpose. He found that he could get himself into this pack and be accepted for the first time in his life. No. Wolves are wolves, Tyler. They don't bond with humans. And despite what this boy thought, how he hunted and reacted with the wolves, they still didn't accept him. Nobody did. After many years, the boy was no longer a boy, the boy was a man. And he decided, after being cast aside by the pack, by these wolves, to return to his only familiarity. He went back to his family. Found them. It wasn't hard to find in those days. There weren't that many houses and there weren't that many families so close to the woods. He found them. And the anger flared up. He found them. And he slaughtered them. All of them. His mother, his father, his sister, his brother. All of them. And he ate them. See, Tyler, I guess what I'm trying to say is, he may have been human, but he wasn't entirely human. And there was, shall we say, something that raised him for many, many years. It wasn't the pack, but the lone wolf. Someone like him. Somebody that saw who he really was and followed him and whispered in his ear, "That's who I am, Tyler. I'm the one whispering in your ear." The only thing is, you just didn't expect me to be here. And you don't check your camera. How many more people do I have to kill? How many more lives do I have to end before you notice me? I mean, granted, they're coming through dreams, aren't they? Well, I hope this one finds you. Because I so desperately wanted to meet you. And for you to meet me. So that was a lot to dump on you. And if you made it this far, thank you. Because I just needed someone to talk to. But I'm gonna go to bed now. College student. Gotta get up early. If you know, you know. If you don't, then you don't. But I'm gonna probably make more of these, just so you have an idea of my fucked up mind. I'll see you later.